I started out at work on November the 5th, 1984, which is way, way before any of you lot were born, which is really quite scary. I never thought when I started work that I'll end up where I am today. So I'll just give you a little insight as to where I am today. I have my own business. I've had it for 17 years. I get to travel the world with what I do. So between now and the end of March, I'm going to Paris, to Prague, Cardiff, not quite so exotic, Chicago and Amsterdam. I'm going to present in front of audiences of over 1,000, and I'm going to do some training for Apple. So how on earth did I get from where I was to where I am? It started with me wanting to do computer science. Now, it's always seen as such a geeky subject, isn't it? Who thinks that IT is fun to be in? Don't tell me you're on the IT apprenticeship. Oh, okay, brilliant. So the majority of you don't think it's fun. The image that people have of somebody in IT is of predominantly a male geek who just sits in front of a computer, drinks Coke, drinks whatever, sits and codes in a messy bedroom. That is not what IT is all about at all. It's so wide-ranging. There's a lady in here who told me she's doing digital marketing. That's a subset of IT. If you work in a beauty salon, if you work in a hairdresser's, the tills that you use are computers. IT touches absolutely everything we do in every walk of life. Your phone's a computer. Your television is now a computer. Your fridge could be a computer. It's called the Internet of Things. So IT covers everything that we do in life. It touches absolutely everything. But when I was at school, I didn't like school. I don't know about you, but I really didn't like school. I didn't enjoy it. I didn't find it fun in any way, shape or form. I didn't find it inspired me either, being at school. And I did not know what I wanted to do when I left. I really, really didn't. Other than the fact that my parents had both been involved in IT back in the 1950s, which is way before computing became mainstream. Now, they worked at Cambridge University, and they worked on a very, very famous, very old computer called EDSAC-2. And the guy that they worked with at Cambridge was a guy called Dr. Bridges, and he actually invented micro computing. So as a child, I was always surrounded by technology, surrounded by computers, and it had an influence on me. It wasn't one that I recognised at the time, but it had an influence because I always had computers to play with and to use. So when I left school, that's what I thought I would study. But at school, I struggled to allow people to let me do computer science because I'm not good at maths. English was what I was good at, so the careers advised people told me go and be a journalist. Don't consider IT, don't think about it because you'll never succeed at it, go and be a journalist. Well, I didn't want to be a journalist. It had absolutely no appeal to me whatsoever. So I had to fight to do O-level computer science, which I failed. But then I did A-level, and I was one of only 2 girls in a class of 20 that did A-level computer science, and I passed it. So I thought, oh, okay, what do I do now? Thankfully, I was offered a job, and I started out as a programmer.